Hello and welcome to episode 55 of the first person GP career mode. Today's episode we will be off to Mugello for one of the best races of the season for me. First up though, we have no team development to do for the Moto3. We're still obviously waiting 5 weeks for the final frame upgrade. Now I have gone ahead off camera and just done a frame, basically started the next one. It's going to be reactivity, so better, more reactive frame I suppose is what I'm going for. I only have 2 spare mechanics at the moment, so the engineers even will be on that. It says 15 weeks. I have 4 weeks on the engine. Pretty much as soon as I get them done, I'll probably throw them on the frame. I have 7 weeks left in that, but 15 weeks we'll get a bulk of it done. If we get another man on there, it'll probably drop it by another 5 weeks. So we do have a very busy schedule come up. As you'll see, we have Mugello next week, then we go to Barcelona a week later, then we have a test in Barcelona, then we go to Sachsenring, then we go straight to Assen. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive race weekends. We are busy. Then we have 1 week off. Then we have Kimmering. Thankfully in Kimmering we have a month off between Kimmering and Red Bull Ring, but up until Kimmering it is pretty much non-stop. I think it's like 7 weeks with 1 week off, so it's going to be pretty busy. But nonetheless, let's get off now to Mugello. So unfortunately the pace is pretty woeful here at Mugello. I have had a lot of issues with first person in the last few weeks. Like I said in previous videos, I got massively burned out when it's one of those things you have to be mentally right, really want to do it. It was great in Moto 3, Moto 2 wasn't too bad, but MotoGP bikes and first person on this game is incredibly hard, especially starting up against the 120% AI or whatever the max AI is, extreme or whatever they call it. It's something that I keep kind of putting off. You probably noticed the lack of videos on it. And yeah, another weekend where I am pretty much off the pace, and here we are in Q1, and obviously we set a brilliant first sector there, but all weekend there was 1 or 2 laps in the race that you'll see in a second where I actually rolled the bike do I need to, where I use a lot of corner speed, whereas for some reason all weekend the harder I tried, the more of what I made the track into a V. I kept like braking deep, squaring off corners, not using the corner speed of this bike. But it was an incredibly difficult weekend for me, and yeah, the pace just wasn't there, and I can't really put it up the bike because the Suzukis weren't struggling, it was just me. But we'll still give it our best for the race anyway, as always, but it was a difficult one. We are 0.7 over here in Q1, so we're not going to make it out of Q1. Currently Rossi is top of Q1, which is great for the home support. Be great to see Valentino to go through, but you can see Rins and Mir also in Q1, so looks like one of them is about to go through. It's going to be Rins, I reckon. Up to the line we're coming up with a 1 minute 45.9, so pretty poor. We're qualified 15, but that was actually better than expected. Now you've noticed there I've gone for medium front, hard rear. Thoughts behind that was I did medium in practice. I did about 5 laps in it I think, and pace dropped dramatically from the rear tyre degradation, so I've gone with the hard. It was also what's recommended, but I am slightly doubtful of edge grip. But anyway, 5 red lights and we are off, and we get a decent launch. We actually just touched Jake Dixon on our right, and we get a great launch up behind Rossi, slipstreaming past, passing Mir into 1. We're actually going really aggressive into turn 1, and we're up into P9, P7 for now. And what can we do in the opening sector? We have to make up time here at the opening here. Oh, and Miller flies up inside and he gives us a little bump for our troubles. We're currently sitting in P7. Brilliant start, but it's going to be very hard to keep this position. You can see a mistake into Maserati, I think it's called, and Miller flies through then through turn 6. Here we are now coming down into Casanova and Savelli. A KTM gives us a nudge for good measure into downhill left-hander. Lacia Spagaro on this soft rear tyres up front leading. He'll be someone I hope that will drop back dramatically, because a soft rear will not last this race, I can guarantee that. He'll probably pull such a gap that it'll be towards the end of the race, if at all, that we catch him, but we'll still try our best. But you can see already, look how far Miller's pulled 0.7, and there's contact there again between me and that time is Miguel Oliveira on the KTM, so he's eager to get past. We've dropped a second and half a lap to Miller, so that just shows how little pace we have, and I don't know where it's gone because I'm quite good at Mugello. And Miguel has gone up me inside, he's actually tagged him and he's taken down Rossi. He's taken Valentino down. What a tragic array of events there, and we've actually run out into the dirt. And that's Nakagami back through. So we're dropping slowly but surely back down the order. That's Mir through. I'm going to try and use these boys for a bit of slipstream. We get back past Mir. We have a good bit of fuel on board. We're going to slipstream up to the back of Nakagami, back into P7. I'm going to try our best really just to stick with these guys, because these guys are going to be stupidly fast compared to me. Maybe they can pull me forward ever so slightly. But you can see at the end of lap 1 I'm nearly 2 seconds behind Miller, and we were literally level with him into that corner a lap ago. So that's just how my pace is. I'm so far off it. The front of the bike I have so little confidence in. Don't know what's gone wrong really. And again, it's more me, because I know the bike is able to do it, because of the curb there, spinning it up, and I had a massive one there. Could have been end of race for me. But like I was saying, I know it's just me. As Nakagami dives on me into Casanova and Savelli. That was Savelli, or sorry, Casanova. He tagged me into the side and he's gone down. So another rider trying to make a kamikaze move into a corner that you just don't pass into. And that's dropped us even further back. Nearly 2.5 seconds out to Miller in P6. We've run wide into Scarperia. That's left Binder right on our tail again. We run out onto the curb, touching the grass and all. We just don't have that fine precision that we usually do with these GP bikes that you need for just the ultimate speed. You can see that we just run wide there, out into the long lap. I've gone from 7 back to 10. We've dropped behind. Maverick Vinales going to get track limits on. Yeah, definitely knew where that was coming. We're behind now. Vinales on the Aprilia, Mir on the factory Suzuki, and Binder on the Red Bull KTM. Once again, running off track. We just cannot stay on the circuit with this. I'm just having so much trouble getting the bike into the corner. Not sure why. Not sure exactly. The setup is pretty normal. But we actually had a great run on the Aprilia and fly past them up to 209 miles an hour. Just happened to break before you 210. Maverick Vinales runs massively wide. So does Binder actually, but he squares it off. You can see me there looking to see where Vinales did he crash, but he's actually just there. You can see we actually looked at it on the corner entry, and that wasn't the best thing to do. You can see Mears already, his pace is just so much better than mine, and I cannot stick with him. Pulls away once again. So yeah, second in the championship moment. There's contact there between me and Vinales. Vinales tags the back of myself. Aleix Espargaro still leads on the end here of lap 3 nearly. But like the struggle around this place, I cannot describe how hard it was. You know, I was quite tired when recording this, but it still does not explain how hard of a race it was for me to just get the bike around. Even when I'm tired, I still managed to perform a lot better than this. I just don't know what I was missing, something, and I could not find it all weekend. And towards the end of the race, I started to kind of just slightly improve my riding, and you'll see towards the end of the race what I mean by that. But yeah, I don't know what to say really. We have, like I said at the start of the video, we have a hectic few weeks coming up now. We do have Catalunya next as a track I do go well at, but Mugello is a track I go well at. I got P5 here last year on the Aprilia, which was a brilliant result at the time for me. It was I think it was my it was one of my best results all year, up until we went to Misano and won. And a podium obviously in Silverstone. See now here, are we going to get up underneath Vinales? No, we're not. We squared off. Ooh, small bit of contact from myself and the Aprilia rider. Never thought I'd say it, but I actually maybe wish I was back on that Aprilia. The Suzuki, even though it suits my style, it's just not doing the business for me at the moment. I'm not getting the maximum out of it. You see again there, just I don't know what it is. I'm just on the braking phase into corner entry. I'm struggling to get it down, and apexes are being elusive at the moment. You can see, look, I'm just in the change direction there in the corner speed. He just pulls so much of me, gaps me, and my current lap times of 47.2 is my best. So the pace is abysmal, pretty much. If the riders didn't crash behind and there wasn't a 15-second gap back, I'd probably finish in 17, 18. I don't think I'll be in the points. Here we are on the final lap. What an abysmal race it's been. We've slightly picked up a pace. We've managed to drop them to a 46.7. As I was saying, we do get quicker as the race goes on. But you might notice a late Espargaro is up next. And then we know he's going to be on a software which will be going way off. And you can see my delta. I'm pushing like hell. I'm giving it everything. I'm actually risking a crash here in P10 to see can I catch up. We're up by nearly half a second as we go through turn 5. Just absolutely flowing the bike. We're pushing like a qualifying lap here. And taking serious risks. And I actually started right there. You can see how much I'm up on delta. It's mad that I had a bit of a carrot there that I knew it was coming back to me. I was able to find so much time. We're at the half lap distance at the moment, and he's about a second up the road from me, so it's going to be a struggle even for me to catch him with his badly worn rear soft. But you can see, look, he's wide there and the bike's spin up, but we actually followed him in the exact same thing. Got a 4 track limits on him, so we're going to keep it clean in the final sector if we want to pass him. Because if we get another track limits on him, we'll get a long lap, and of course I'll just add 3 seconds to our gap. But it's down to 0.8. He's wide there coming into the Biondetti chicane, Biondetti 1, and then 2 we get a good exit there, and it's up to half a second. Can we slipstream into line? We're taking so much out of him in the last corner, front end protesting. You can see just he can't turn the bike. We've got a great run on him. Surely we're going to get him into his slipstream. And we've actually caught the back of him. We're stuck. I actually cannot get off physically. You can see him trying to turn him, stuck, and he's managed to hold on. How bloody unfortunate was that? That just summed up my whole race weekend. I got such good drive that I actually ran into the back of him and I got stuck. I could have rolled off and tried to go through that way, but I wouldn't have been able to pick up the speed then. I would have lost all my momentum, so I had to kind of try and bridge a gap around him. But you probably would have noticed there, I dropped down to P4 in the Riders' Championship, so nearly a race went behind Fabio Quartararo now. Tough weekend. Points for both of my youth riders. 1 in 5th and 1 in 9th, so decent performance again from them. Unfortunately not a decent performance myself, but anyway, I'm going to leave that there for today's episode. I hope you have enjoyed. Catalunya next. I really do hope that I can find something with it. We have a test directly afterwards, which will be good. We'll be able to pick the bike from next year, and yeah, disappointing. I'm just so disappointed with that, because Mugello is usually such a good place for me, and I'm usually quick there, and it usually really suits me with high corner speed, and I just couldn't get the bike around there. I don't know what it was, but nonetheless, thank you all for watching. I hope you have enjoyed today's episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.